on the edge of that jamb over our 12 inches, and that's where we got this line. So we'll go from here, we'll go over 26 inches to the other line, and then the top line will mark it the same as the top on the other one. Okay, you can see we've got the one side, we did a regular stud and then a cripple. And then as you can see, we kept the old studs. Those are where the top of our header would keep them supported along there. And then we got on this side, being that we used one of the old studs for our joist to dead end into, then we use a double cripple. You need a double stud because you want them fighting against each other so that they won't warp out on you and pull the trim. That's why you always put two studs next to where the trim goes, a door or anything. Okay, I know I've said it before, but we've got our header in, and as you can see, just because of those wires and that electrical box down here, you can see why we put the double cripples there. And we got this one. We have a single and a regular stud. Now, this is the type of situation that you use for just about any doors that you want to put in. But now, what we're going to do is now we're going to take out this 2-foot door. We're going to open up this whole wall because we're going to put a pocket door in. And then we'll take that out and then put some bypass doors in. And what we're doing is we're enlarging a closet. Okay, we'll get this wall cut out and then we'll come back and we'll discuss what we're fixing to do. Okay, you can see we've got pretty much the wall knocked out. Now before we cut the rest of the inside, what we want to do is we want to frame in and put our header from that side all the way over to this side. Well, we're ready. We've got all our studs cut. We're ready to take out the old headers, all the rest of the studs. Now remember, the joist runs the same direction as the wall, so we're not going to cause any kind of a ceiling cave-in or anything. But there are 2x6s up there, but we're not going to worry about them because we're not going to go above the ceiling. We're just going to carry out the wall, put our pocket door in there. So we'll get this tore out, then we'll get our new header in, and then we'll move on to putting our pocket door in. You just remember now that a rule of thumb is a pocket door width, let's just say a 32-inch door. You double it, which means 32 plus 32 is 64, and then add about 3 more inches to that. 64, 65, 66, 67. So you want to give yourself plenty of room. Don't take a chance on making it too small. You can always add studs to bring it in, but to take it out, you've got to take your header back out. So even if you have to give yourself 6 inches, that's fine. You've got that room to kind of move it around so you can move it wherever you need to. All right. Out this stuff comes. All right, what you do now, we grab a couple of these studs up here, and we come from the bottom of this down to our bottom stud and get the height so we can cut our 2 cripples. Oh, if you can get help to do this, this will sure be easy for you. For one person, it's pretty difficult. Okay. We need 83 1/4. And the reason I'm saying 83 1/4 is we need 84 clear. Our stud, our plate, bottom plate, is sticking up above the finished floor about 3/4 of an inch. So that other 3/4 is going to give us enough for the clearance that we need for our pocket door. Whoops, back it in. Forgot to do that. Okay, now it's time to put our pocket door together. The most important thing of a pocket door frame is that it needs to be perfectly level before you get the door in there. And once you get this thing set and then covered up, there is no going back and changing it. You have to pull the sheetrock off, you have to pull everything out to get to all the adjustments. So make sure when you get this thing in, the first one you want to do is the top. You want to double check it. It has to be perfectly level. Now if you're working with a tape measure, everything has to be the exact same number. So in other words, if you do like 81 at the beginning, the front, and 81 at the back, then the other side needs to be 81 also. But in this case, we're going to level everything. And I cannot stress enough, you have to be sure this thing is right before you cover it up. And another thing I've done is there's other people, I've heard people say that you cannot bring another wall into a pocket door. Well, I left this wall that we're going to tear out in just to show you that it can be done. This is an existing wall that's going to be coming out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a pocket door going inside and another wall butting up to it. Alright, back to the level part. This thing's off just a hair. which means the back of it has to go up a little bit. So we'll shim it up and get it right. Do not level anywhere else except on your track. That's where everything matters. It's got to be perfect. That's fine too. But with screws, you've got a little bit of a chance to move it around a little bit easier. Went a little bit too much. Oh no, we're not. No. We are dead on. That's where we want to be. Now, the next one is your door, the jamb for your door to pocket in. It's got to be perfectly level. And that is right on the money, right there. Now, what we need to do is we need to anchor this thing in. And there's several ways you can do this. On this particular way, you can just drive a screw or something into this existing wall, pull this thing over tight, what we're going to do here. Other ways is you can drill through your frame up into your header and get you a screw in there just to keep this thing from moving around. Once your sheetrock goes on there, it's pretty well going to hold it with your trim. But we need something to keep this thing from moving. There is a plate, a metal plate on the inside bottom that you can use to anchor this thing. You pull it over as far as it can go, screw, nail, wherever you want to use it. Here again, you want the head just barely sticking up. Okay, we got our set. Anytime you do something, recheck all your levels. Okay, to mount, now like I was saying, we want to level from the center point over to here now, because this has to be level. And then we've got these metal brackets on top, one here, one on the other side, that we can use. And once we get this thing level, and we put a couple of screws in there. And this again has to be dead on. And as you can see, this is down a little bit, so it is down a little bit, so it needs to go up. Okay, there we go, we're set. Put one on the inside, same thing. Double check it. Dead on. Now, I'm on the metal track too. I'm not on the wood frame. I'm on the metal track. And that's dead on. Now the one thing that you don't do is you do not even worry about the finished jamb where the door closes. See, the door will come out and close against this end, that end jamb. You don't even worry about that. Our main concern right now is to get the door traveling straight. you get your hardware and you put it on,